Okay, it's time to fight Astos, the Dark Elf. What about him? Well, he casts a lot of spells. So this is a bit of a rush to see if he can beat him before he beats us. There's not much point of using shield. So I'm going to cast Bind once, which might hit him. He does have a high magic resistance. Most important for now is Will. You're good. So having less evasion might increase our damage output. Oh, even though we cast Will, we got stunned. That's bad. Yep. Let's wait. Come think of it. Perhaps it was better to use the Wake spell. That would have done the same. There we go. It's healed back up. Alright, 3 of us still getting poisoned. Now, a Will spell is not that strong first half of the game because of the way the formula works. Enemies don't have an intelligence stat, so the spell they cast is just as strong, whether they're weak or strong, as enemies. So poison has a very high hit rate, and when your characters are at the low levels, well, they get a boost of about 50 of a maximum of 255 magic defense when casting Will, so that's a bit of an increase. But the spell Poison, well, that's set at a default at around 200, I believe. So maybe 150 now. So that 50 is going to help a little bit, but it's not going to go all the way. Later on in the game, when your characters have higher magic resistances, well, that 50 makes a bigger difference because it's easier to get to a higher rating in order to actually get rid of, in order to stop the magic. So we're going to cast Purge to get rid of the poison, and I'll cast the Heal to keep high. Yeah, see, because we want to keep our hit points high. And the Shell spell works the same way. It adds about 50 magic resistance to the certain elements, and you're just gonna hope to get a certain threshold. Yeah, I'll cast a Heal. Yeah, because the onslaught continues. So even though Shell is very handy in this fight, as long as you have enough healing output, you should manage. I'm going to wait one turn. Might be famous last words. I'm just feeling lucky. Okay. Yes, he'll oh, there he's down. Well, we've done enough damage in a short time to survive most of his spells. After a while, he even casts Lightning too. So eventually it becomes a bit too much for most parties at level 8, unless you have the Shell spell. And but we kill him in time. Well, now just to go back, are we almost level up? Not really. Okay, so now a bit of a boring part of the game, opening all the chests. I thought I'd tell you all about why I chose the name Final Fantasy Ultra. So, for a long time I've played and enjoyed Final Fantasy hacks. I'll recommend a couple of them. First of all, Jeff Ludwig. His name is phonetic. Jeff, double F, Ludwig. He tinkers around with a lot of old school RPGs, and Final Fantasy 1 for the Game Boy Advance is his favorite to work on, and he's made a great version of Final Fantasy 1, which has all the bells and whistles that the Game Boy Advance gives, which are pretty nice. You know, the well, there's a dash button, but this also has a dash button, but like magic points if you like that. Auto targeting in case an enemy has already passed away. That's all in the Game Boy Advance version. You might prefer that. I myself don't prefer that. I'll tell you another time. So, but he's rebalanced the game very well. And if you want to stay a bit closer to the source, but then again, it is the Game Boy Advance version, I would highly recommend his hack. Yeah, chests. So first you have to get the key, of course. Another hack is obviously Pink Puff's Final Fantasy -1, which this hack is based on. And, well, I like to believe mine is better in all sorts of ways. Still, it's a very good game. And I've spent years playing that one because it had the 12 classes. And then we have a Grond's Final Fantasy 1 hack. So I'll tell you about the name later after I tell you about these hacks. Yeah, Grond, he's excellent at programming. You can tell that. He's changed the graphics, the name slots, a lot of great things. He added to the original Final Fantasy 1. So if you want to have an authentic Final Fantasy 1 experience, without really changing the gameplay that much, I would advise that one because the new graphics are really neat. And of course he took out all the bugs. On the other hand, he did take some liberties, like putting secret chests in towns, which if you want, that to me that kind of takes away some of the authenticity. So if you want even more authentic experience, just basically getting rid of the bugs and some interpretations like shit intelligence, help magic. Well, I think there are 2 versions of the hack even. Astral Esper has made a restored version. I think that's the name you have to look for. Astral Esper, and then look for restored Final Fantasy 1. It's a bug-free version. Very close to the original game. Okay, I keep looking at my magic. I can get 2 level 4 spells. I want another one for my Warlock. She'll take Comet. Boom. And I'll get one for my Sage already, because he's almost there. The Nifty Heal 2 spell, one of the best spells in the game. More look. Yeah, I could get... I thought I purchased... oh, I did purchase Charm, yeah. I'm going to get the last level 3 spell, which is black. So it's not Charm, it's the other one. It must be Temper. Yeah, we should get Temper. Good. Okay, so other Final Fantasy hacks. Finally, I would like to mention Zizong and his meticulously balanced hard mode hack, which I think is quite close to a work of art. He spent so much time on that. It's very hard, though. I recently tried his newest version, and after the volcano, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Every battle puts you on nerves. You're afraid of losing a character, and you often do, no matter what you do. And that's so the odds are against you. And if you like that kind of thing, go for it. I like Dark Souls, for example, but I don't die that often in Dark Souls. Usually when a new encounter comes, I do, but once I know what I'm supposed to do, I don't die that often anymore. And hard mode hack, I think, is even more difficult, because even if you know what you're doing, things are going to go wrong. So that's a bit too much for me. I don't like the Russian roulette gameplay of his, but it's still really awesome. So I learned a lot from his work too. So just to make clear, I like my Final Fantasy hacks. I always take a look at new ones, and wrong place. But eventually, I had such a long list of things I would love to see my own, and therefore I did. I'll tell you another time the things that I really wanted to include. You'll see most of them playing this, of course, but some of them are a bit philosophical, so should give some explanation. One more oh yeah, the dwarves. Yep. Okay, so I wanted to make the ultimate version of Final Fantasy 1. I wanted to stick to the spirit, you know, destroying the orbs, going to the familiar places. In a sense, Final Fantasy -1 was the same idea. Basically, it's the same game, but more classes, more dungeons, and better gameplay. But I thought I could even squeeze out more out of this file. So I got hacking, and I didn't like the name Ultimate. I thought the name Ultra was kind of interesting. Maybe this is too personal, but you know, perhaps you remember the Nintendo 64. Once upon a time, it was called the Ultra 64, right? Maybe you didn't know that. Well, Ultra is the logical successor of Super, and yeah, the word Ultra was kind of cool halfway through the 90s. You had Killer Instinct with Ultra combos. And I love the sound effect when you pulled one off, because it went Ultra, Ultra, Ultra with this echo effect. And I could never take the word that seriously, though. There was all this hype around the word. Now I think it's kind of funny. And I just wanted to use that for the game. I also like the way it sounds. It's shorter than Ultimate. It gives the same idea. So we're going to the fourth town, Melmond, I think it's called. I'm bad at names. One day I'll remember all the names of all the towns in Final Fantasy. But like the second one, I still don't know it. It's the pirates. So here we have Melmond. The first one's Corneria, I believe. It's a bit of a corny name, I guess. Oh look, some new aesthetics. You see the river now runs into the sea. And these buildings look destroyed. I added an item shop to this town, because otherwise you had to keep going all the way back to Corneria. And if you needed like a soft potion, you had to go to Elfland. There used to be only humans here. Well, I found that racist, so I added an elf and a dwarf. They're all token characters, of course. So, and we have a witch walking around too. That's new. Here's Dr. Une. We'll come back to him later. Hey, we still have 2 more minutes. Let's see what we can buy. 6,000. I have weapons and armor to sell. What's new in the Ultra version is that you get the steel shield and the steel staff. Some weaker items. I thought that would make the chest grab after defeating Astos a little bit more interesting. I still want people to have things to buy here, though, as a choice. So I didn't give it too much. We won't be using that, unfortunately. Okay, 8,000. I believe the spells here cost 10,000. Can't even cast them anyway. Yeah, 10,000. So maybe get a... How expensive are swords? Should also be around 10,000. Okay, 6,000. We'll manage for now with that. I'd rather save that money for the spells coming out. So, this is going to be our hub for a while when we slowly venture into the Earth Cave. Maybe I should have this fellow talk about the magic here. Level 4 magic doesn't have a description either. That'll be my homework. Just want to see if the other characters here are saying things. Yeah, a lot of characters used to say, make the orb shine again. Well, I found that rather redundant, so I replaced that with the reminder about which spells are direct and indirect. Not you. What do you have to say? Okay, well, that's good to know. Keep that in. And you? Yeah, it's good to know about the Crescent Knight coming later. So this fellow here, well, he's an elf. You know, elves are magical. Well, he won't say this anymore. Well, yeah, that's what they'd like to believe, and it doesn't happen, so it's even false. So let me change that. And see you next time when we go into the Earth Cave.